Do you rely solely on referrals and word of mouth to get clients? If you do, then we need to talk right now. Don't get me wrong, referrals are great. Whenever I ask people how often they're able to close leads that come from a referral, they usually say it's close to 100%. Why? Because referrals come with a ton of trust that's being given to you by the person who's referring you. They've done all the heavy lifting for the sale, and you just have to close them. So as long as you've got enough referrals coming in to keep you busy and keep you selling exactly what you want to be selling, there's no problem with it, right? The problem is that referrals are completely unreliable. You are relying on somebody else to think of you and remember you and then go out of their way to take the action to introduce you in order to feed your family and house yourself. If you're relying on the phone to ring, but you have no idea how many times it's going to ring in a given week or month, then there's not really anything predictable about your business. And I don't know about you, but if I had no control over how many clients I was going to get each month and I had nothing I knew to do in order to bring those clients in, that would make me pretty stressed out. Does that stress you out? What we love about referrals is that it's work that is coming to us. We don't have to go out and find it. If you think about lead gen, you probably think about cold calling or reaching out to new people and feeling like you have to go sell people. And that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, does it? Sounds like a huge waste of time and like it's not going to close any clients. There is a very happy, healthy middle ground between where you are sitting back, passively waiting for people to think of you and send you clients, and the future for your business, I hope, which is building an authority machine that creates content and a whole machine that markets you and pulls leads in and nurtures them into your sales funnel. There is a wide gap there. And there is something that you can do right now to fill that gap that doesn't require you to have created any content online. It's about taking an active, not passive role in your referral system, creating a foolproof referral machine, if you will. The foolproof referral machine is about connecting with people in a real, meaningful, and memorable way. The way that most people network is they go out and they shove their cards in a bunch of hands and they have a lot of conversations, but it doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing to remember and there's nothing to do next. So you end up wasting so much time talking to people and becoming friends even, but not actually doing business. The foolproof referral machine has 3 prongs to it. Number 1, you have to go where your people actually are. There are so many places for you to go to make connections and see people. And if you're in the wrong pond, you're going to waste a ton of time. Now, yes, it's possible that you could meet a random insurance salesman who happens to be best friends with your ideal client and needs a brand or a website. That's possible. But aren't you much more likely to get business from talking to somebody who is in a referral position because they talk to your ideal clients every single day? The difference between, for example, going to a regular networking group and going to one full of marketing people is night and day. Marketing people are working with your clients every single day, people who have money to invest, people who are thinking about their brand and their business, they're looking to grow, and the people that you meet there aren't all offering your skills. It doesn't have to be industry specific though. It could also be going to network in places where there's actually money and business being done. If you go to free meetup groups, who are you going to meet? People who go to free meetup groups. Who goes to free meetup groups? People who don't have any money. So you got to think about, where are the people, not just in my target market or people who know people in my target market, but people who actually know people who have money to invest in themselves. Second, you got to say something memorable. You got to hook them. You got to get them to perk up their ears and say, "What's that? Can you tell me more?" And then think about you afterwards. I used to clean up at meetings because I would go in and I would say, "I build badass brands without the BS in 1 to 3 day intensives." And everybody said, "Excuse me, can you explain more? What's a badass brand? What do you mean no BS? What do you mean 1 to 3 day intensives?" And all of a sudden we're having a long conversation about me and my business. And you better believe that those people remembered who I was. And then the third part is you got to make it easy to stay in touch and buy from you. You need an offer that's easy to understand. The way that most people are selling their services is they say, "Okay, let's have another conversation and another one, and I'll get back to you with a proposal." And 2 weeks later, you're still talking about whether or not you can do business. Imagine if you had something really clear and simple and easy to understand and easy to buy that they could buy right there on the spot and become a client of yours. That's our lead product process. It's a no-brainer way for people to get engaged with you immediately, for them to pay you money to give them your advice. The difference between being passive in your lead generation and being active in it is night and day when it comes to having control over your business and your lead flow and the cash that you bring in. If you're scared to raise your prices, even though you feel like you're worth more than you're charging, because you feel like you have to take every client you can get, it's usually because you don't feel like you have complete control over your leads. If you had something to actively do that would generate leads every single week and month, don't you think that you would be a little more bold when it comes to raising your prices? Because guess what? If this person thinks you're too expensive, the next person won't. That's the power of having a lead generation plan that you are actively participating in instead of passively waiting for referrals. And guess what? The first step is to actively participate in receiving referrals and word of mouth. Like I said, referrals are amazing. We just want more of them and we want to have more control over it. And if you want the full step-by-step plan on how to build a business that not only attracts ideal clients, but upsells them on the spot and then upsells them after into higher and higher price services, let's see if we can help you build that entire machine and scale your 1 to 2 person business up to $30,000 to $50,000 months without employees. See you next time.